Good morning, guys. This is Jay Lawrence, and it is Tuesday. And today I will take a hiatus from talking about my real estate journey. Not because it's on a hiatus, it's just that I want to talk about something else today. So today I'm going to be returning to my original conversation topics for this channel, which is really around credit cards and building credit. So real quick, as a lot of you who've been on this journey, who are considering this journey, know that a lot of us come into this because we are, number one, have poor credit, or we want to like really gain a mastery of our credit. And then what ends up happening is, as things start to get better, we get caught up in this whole notion of like credit card churning and getting points and getting all these added value-added incentives for different credit cards, whether it's a Chase or American Express or Discover, whatever it is, and all those little bonuses and points and cashbacks that we can get. And you get caught up in that world, and we forget one thing. At the end of the day, all the banks who are involved, whether it's Bank of America, Chase, Citi, American Express, Wells Fargo, they're all in the business of making money. And the primary source of their income are fees. And you might think, oh, wow, these fees, I pay all my credit cards off at the end of the month, so I don't have to worry about fees because I don't pay any interest. But we do pay. We do end up paying because if it's not the individual, it's the collective. So even with our with the incentives, with the points and miles and stuff like that, there's always a fee attached to it in some capacity. So all those discounts you think you're getting because it looks great for you is actually based on somebody else's loss of not using them appropriately. So you always remember that at the end of the day, no matter how much you want to make it look like you're winning, at some level we're always losing because the banks are not stupid. They're always going to make sure that they're winning, regardless of how we play the banking, credit, and etc. game. So, but however, as an individual, my goal is to always try to make the best decision and not get caught up in the emotions. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, when my credit started to do really well, and all of a sudden I was getting all these credit cards, mind you, I think at any given time, prior to the past couple of years, I think at any given time I probably had like 2 credit cards. And the 2 credit cards I would have would typically have like $500 credit limit. I think one peaked at like $800, $900. And that was the extent of my credit cards. And now I have cards with thousands of dollars on there. And a lot of them I've been able to benefit from the points and rewards and all those things. But it's funny because no matter how much I want to say that I benefit 100% all the time, I really didn't. There were many times where I would have a card and have points, and I wouldn't really use it to the best of ability, or there were incentives attached to the credit card, which I intended to use a certain way, but never got an opportunity to use it a certain way. And but it still felt good to have that card, whether it was the platinum card or if it was a reserve card, whatever it is, because it's a status symbol. You want to be able to say, you know what, I start from the bottom, now I'm here, right? Start from the bottom, no credit cards, low credit score, and here you are on top with high level cards and tier 4, tier 5 cards, tier 4 mostly cards, and it feels good. But at some point in time, you have to take stock and make sure that everything that you're doing on that side doesn't create a situation where you find yourself burying yourself. And one of the examples is when you have cards that are elite cards, but with high annual fees. Because at some point in time, when all of a sudden you have a card that's paid off, and all of a sudden you get your credit card statement and you're owing $500, $450, and you're like, what did I spend? And you realize, no, that is your annual fee to hold that card. So if you're not maximizing that card 100% and making use of every incentive of that card, then you're literally giving money away to the bank. So you're paying them for the privilege of holding their card, and that shouldn't be the case. So an example of that for me would be the Delta Skymiles Reserve card. I got that card because there was bonus miles attached to it, so I was like, perfect, I can use those miles eventually. I was able to benefit from it, and I'm going to look at my phone, just kind of spit out to you some of the benefits of having that card. So, where is it? So, like, having the Delta Sky Miles, I took it because I believe I received like a 50,000 mile bonus on there. I get my first check bag for free on Delta flights. I get priority boarding, so whether or not I'm flying first class or I'm flying coach, I can always get on the plane first. And those of you know a lot of airlines now, you want to get on the plane first, because if you don't, your bag, you're gonna have to check it. Especially if you don't want to check it and you're traveling light and you're trying to go somewhere where you just want to go off the plane and catch a cab or whoever and just head about your business. But if your carry-on ends up being checked, then that's one extra layer of inconvenience in your trip. So having that main cabin priority boarding, has been amazing. Then of course also you have the Delta SkyClub access, which is complimentary. You can walk in there and not have to pay the fee. I believe the fee, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like upwards of $90-something if you don't have the access. But the fee it varies, but there's a fee. The Delta Sky Club lounges are amazing, and it's a great place to be rather than sitting cramped up by your gate. You have a place you could go and rest and even get some food and coffee or whatever. Then you also get the miles boost, which is something that I don't really use because honestly I don't travel as much, like for business and things like that. I do travel, but not like weekly, monthly type situation. Then there's the with the reserve card, there's the companion certificate. So once a year you get a certificate which allows somebody else to travel with you at whatever class you're traveling. So if you're traveling first class, that person can travel with you first class, which I thought to myself it would be a great incentive, especially seeing that between myself and my wife and our daughter when we travel, it just makes it easier. You save some money. And we tend to want to travel first class only because of the convenience of having an infant. And then you have no foreign transaction fees and 20% savings on eligible in-flight purchases, which rarely ever use. But that was the benefit, the mentality around that. And the fee for the Delta Skymiles Reserve Card is $450 a year. So now I'm thinking, okay, I've gone through a year with this card, and I really don't use it. Even with this year with the companion certificate, it's only once I was traveling with me, the primary card holder, and it has to be done within a year. The problem is this year, I have a young family, we're expecting our second child. There isn't the free opportunity to travel like that. So there's a good chance that that certificate that we earned this year, not a good chance, it's not going to be used. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to be used. There's so much going on with my family, with preparation for our newborn, and then not only that, just work right now, that's not happening. So even though this is a great card to have, the benefit is not going to be there to justify the $450. So what I've decided to do is downgrade the card to the Delta Skymiles Gold. And it cost me nothing. Just call them and say I'm going to downgrade. The number one benefit of doing that is the annual fee for this is $95. So I still keep the same credit limit, but I'm only paying $95 a year. And I don't have to worry about, I don't really care about the bonus miles because I already have the card, but I still get my first check bag on Delta for free. I still get main cabin priority boarding, which is to me is very important. If I'm traveling coach, I don't want to have to risk not being able to have my carry-on the plane because the overhead compartments are full. So now I do lose out on the Sky Club, this Delta Sky Club access, and then miles boost. Like I said before, I didn't really care about the companion certificate. Honestly, not a major concern of mine right now. And then the no foreign transaction fees, still keep that. And the 20% savings on eligible in-flight purchases, still there. But now, the one thing I did love about the card, it was the Delta Sky Club access. So I lose that. But technically I don't, and I'll tell you why I don't. So let me pull into my wallet here and show you why I don't lose that. Do I have it here with me? Yes, I do. So this is why I don't lose it, because I have the American Express Platinum card. So this is the only high tier card that I'm keeping, which is I think it's upwards of $500 now, the annual fee. But I'm keeping this because when I do travel, I have access to the Centennial lounges. I have access to the other, I forget what it's called, the other lounges through the other program. You know what I'm talking about. But even better so, because I primarily travel with Delta, because I have the Platinum card, I get to use the Delta the Delta Sky Club lounge because because I hold the American Express Platinum card. So that makes sense to me. So the thing that I wanted to keep the most, I still get to keep to another card, and then I save, over $300. I mean, it's hard to argue that. So that's one of the things I would advise is that as you go through your journey, sometimes you have to downsize. Of course, I didn't want to just completely close out my reserve card because then I would take a hit on the average longevity of my credit account. Remember, when you close an account, it messes with your average. So I'd rather keep the card, but just shift it to something that makes more sense, and then go about my business. Yeah, I didn't intend for this video to be so long, but I just wanted to share my thought process as far as shifting from one card to the other and keeping the benefits of my average age of my credit cards, and also keeping the benefits of being a member of the Delta Skymiles family, but putting myself in a better position to save money. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, have an amazing day. Please share, like, subscribe, keep leaving comments. Hopefully this video is helpful to someone out there. Well, again, ask me questions, give me some ideas for some videos. I think my next video is going to be about the real estate, and I'll give you more about how that's going as far as my journey to purchase a home. But at the same time, just remember, credit is not a end goal type situation. There's constant work and constant growth required in the process, and as a result, if you do the right things, you should be growing and have more access. Remember, it's better to have credit when you don't need it than to need credit and not have it. So with that being said, have an amazing day. This is Uche Lawrence, and I'll speak to you guys soon. All right, peace.